we're going to talk a little bit about the free agency and what we should expect and who we should go out there and look at. Football is always a growing sport. It is always something that when you look at player evaluation is 365. Everybody, mama, uncle, cousin knows that, right? But in the actuality of it, we still have to look at this thing and not take it by a grain of salt, but we have to take this thing one day at a time, one movement at a time, and stack these things together. Then we'll look back and we will say to ourselves, man, this is what the nation have brought up. And to me personally, I'm a defensive-minded person. Everybody knows that I love defense, and defense is the way. And it's just one of those things where we can look at defense and we can say to ourselves, man, you can win Super Bowls and championships with defense. But I do know that the reality of it is that we are far, far away from talking to any of those things. Quick shout out to everybody, man. Really appreciate you all that's up at this time of night. Shout out to Kid. Shout out to Jack Jackson. My bad. I'm thinking about the other Jack Johnson, but appreciate you, man. Martin, Ronnie Williams, C. Smith, and Slow Fever. Really appreciate each and every last one of you all. Let's get to the brass tacks of things. First category I want to look at is defensive backs. We're going to do the top 10 defensive backs that's out there. Shout out to you, Ryan. Really appreciate you that's on my Facebook panel. But let's look at this thing, and let's look at it, okay? So with the top defensive back that we have out here is a Kendall Fuller. He's 25 years old. He had 0 interceptions last year. He had 2 pass defense breakdowns, basically, 49 tackles, and his salary last season was around $2 million, you see. He's a slot corner. He's a corner that can play downhill as well. He's not afraid to tackle. Now, it is a situation where he can bounce back from here to here because he's been through these injury waves, and he just been one of those guys. But he's number 10 on this particular list. Let's move to the other cornerback that we can probably take a real good look at. Bradley Roby, cornerback. Here's his level of production from last season. He had 2 INTs. Everybody know I love turnovers and takeaways. He had 1 touchdown, so you know how that goes. Pick 6. We love to see that. 8 pass breakdowns. 1 forced fumble. And on top of that, 38 tackles. He got paid $5 million last season. I do know for sure we would love the 2 interceptions, right, coming out of that cornerback position. But he's a free agent guy. He's out there on the market. So what do you guys think about if we were to play a game? Would you rather have Kendall or would you rather have this guy, Bradley Roby? So let me know. Let me see the comments over here. Marion, really appreciate you. Thank you so much for tuning in to the nation. My Cowboys family, really appreciate them as well. Trey Waynes from Minnesota, that's who they have high on their board, or is it free agency? Shout out to you, Mendoza. Really appreciate you. Need to get Anthony Harris, safety. My thing is Anthony, he's going to be asking for a lot of cash, and we'll get to the safety aspect of it, but he's going to be asking for a lot of money. DJ Cobb said, can we go out and get Jamal Adams? We will all love Jamal, right? We would love to see him with that silver and blue on. Let's move a little bit further. Here's Jimmy Ward. You know, everybody knows him, right? Or you should know him, right? He's 28 years old, 0 interceptions last season. He had 60 tackles, though. He got paid $2 million. How about to undercut him? $2 million. So he got paid that, but he missed the first 3 weeks last season. So, but he didn't miss a beat when he returned. He's a versatile guy. He's very versatile in a sense, and I think that he can do those things. Slow Fever says, Slow Forever. What's your name? Slow Fever? Fever. I hope I'm saying your name right. I can barely see here. But Slow, Trey Boston, that's been a guy that we've been looking at for a long time. We've been looking at for him for a long time. And it just never transpired around. So it's just one of those things. And when we think about it, it just goes back and forward as it relates to player acquisition, our type of guys, and those sort of things. So we can keep going back and forth with that. But Martin, I don't know about Eric Berry. Although he said he's ready to come back, he going to have to pass that physical first. But let's look at some more of these free agents. And that was number 8 on my list. So let's move a little bit further on down. And we're going to look at Clinton Dix. You guys like him, right? 27 years old, had 2 touchdowns. 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown. I gave the man another touchdown. 5 pass defensive breakdowns where really he just blocked 5. You know how he did Kimbe McTumble the ball. 78 tackles. He got paid $2 million. Clinton Dix. How do you guys feel? Remember, he knows the system a little bit from what Mike McCarthy was running on the offensive side of the ball. But although he played defense, I think that he would know the type of defense that the Green Bay Packers was running back in those days. So you would think that he would know the type of defense or the philosophy of the defense that we would try to run with Mike Nolan. Martin says, is a Florida boy that can play. Hey, it is what it is, right? Let's move a little bit further. Let me see. A lot of people saying, what do you guys feel? Is that something that we should entertain? Would rather have Simmons, if not Harrison. This is from Mendoza. My thing is, when you think about it, Harrison, I'm talking about Anthony Harrison and Simmons, there's going to be some healthy real estate with that. Just keep that in mind. You're going to have to purchase a lot of land, basically. All right, so next on this list is James Bradberry. Cornerback. 3 interceptions, 12 pass defense, meaning that he broke down or he batted down 12 of those balls. It was close to his proximity. 56 tackles. He got paid $1 million last season. So he's looking to get that bread this season, you see. Now, he's emerged as one of the most talented corners that's in this particular free agent list. On top of that, his way of flying out to the ball and tracking the ball out in space is pretty much a good feel and a good vibe. And trust me, if we were to have a guy to get 3 INTs, boy, my Cowboys, I don't know about you all. Boy, we've been talking about, hey, can we make a statue for him? Maybe we can put him beside Sky Mirror, you say. Do you think Sean Lee will come back? This is David. I think that Sean Lee will probably be at training camp, and I think that he will take a real good look at everything. And I think that this staff is going to value Sean Lee's abilities and leadership. So I think that he will be back. All right, so next on this list, Devin, you guys know him. He's a twin, right? He's 38. He's 32 years old. I'm putting age on the man. 32 years of age. Can anybody put down how many INTs this brother had last season? Can you all put down how many INTs this brother had last season? Boy, can you put down how many INTs that this guy had? It would take us a while to get to that number, right? Yeah. Let me see if anybody can put the magical numbers. Not 8. It's not 7. I want to wait to see if anybody can put down how many INTs this brother from another mother. No other. Don't look like Danny Glover, but keep it cool with us. Somebody said 12. Nah. 5. There we go. We can get back to it. He had 5 INTs, interceptions, and that's from Epi Bruh. And I think that's how you say your name. I murder people's names. I apologize in advance. He had 5 INTs, 2 forced fumbles. So that's collectively taking the ball away from the opposition because he actually landed on those fumbles. So he had 7 turnovers. But he's 32. He's 32. So he got paid $9 million last season, right? So on the market, his market value is around 11 and 12 million based upon his particular age parameter. So would that be something you entertain for 11 to maybe 12 $1 million that you will pay somebody to give you that type of production? 5 INTs. They say, hey, don't tempt me. Don't push me. I'm too close to the edge, baby. I'm trying not to. You know what I'm saying? All right, so let's move to Christopher Harris. He's number 4 on this list as it relates to free agency. And reason why, it jumps from a level production of 32-year-old to a 30-year-old, because Chris Harris is 30 years old. And you would think, hey, if Devin had 5 INTs and he's number 5 on this list, well, why in the world is Christopher is number 4? Well, the age plays a major factor into this. On top of that, people are not foolish. People are not crazy and insane to throw the ball on Chris Harris' side, dare I say. So how many interceptions he had? He had only 1, right? But we're using that word. I preface my statement by saying only, but I'm sitting there telling you guys that this guy is crazy ball hawkish, and a lot of teams knows it, you see. So he had only 1 INT, 6 pass breakdowns or what have you, and 1 forced fumble, 56 tackles. He got paid $8 million last season. So he's looking for anywhere from 11 to maybe 12 million as well. So it is what it is. A lot of people love Harris. There you go, Martin. You said you're showing some love for Harris. Toby, what are you saying over here? Let me see what you're saying. How old is he? He's 30. Toby says you hung up on Mike. 6'4", 330 pounds. Wow. You hung up on Mike, huh? Let's see what we can do. Martin says he will pay Harris. If you put Harris in this particular defense and you let Byron Jones go, right? I mean, it will be a whole different type of secondary. But I'm not selling or denigrating Byron, because here's the thing. Just like Harris, nobody passes on Byron Jones' side as well. But it is what it is. Kendall Fuller is 25. Yes, I think, he's still 25 or 26 as to how old Kendall is. Let's move over to our number 5, okay? What happened to my picture here? Well, we're going to skip one then. I apologize in advance. Well, we're going to scoop all the way around to number 4. And this is pretty much number 3, actually. He's 26 years old. He had 4 interceptions last season. He had 15 pass breakdowns, meaning that I'm going to bat the ball down. I mean, he's flies out to the ball. He's had 94 tackles, so he's everywhere, guys. Flat-footed everywhere. He just flat-footed everywhere. And he's the type of person that's going to be in your face if you line him up and you take away the actual tight end. He can do that, flip his hips. He can pretty much free or strong safety. This kid can play it. To be crazy with it, to be absolute crazy with this guy, you know that we drafted Malik Collins before him, right? Also, Darian Thompson was drafted before him, and he's on our team. So we got 2 guys that's on our team that was drafted before him. But boy, oh boy, we have kicked them off the bridge to have him, this particular skill set on our team. And I'm talking collectively with the Dallas Cowboys, for those who watching who's not a Cowboys fan. But we would love to have this level of production on our team. He had 11 interceptions since 2016. Ain't that crazy? I bet Denver tags Simmons. Denver play a little hardball with their guys. You remember they did the same thing with the kid Von Miller. They kept franchise tagging him. So I don't know what the Denver is going to do with Simmons. There's some news and reports out there that they are planning on putting the salary, the franchise tag on him, and also they're looking to put the non-exclusive to see what he can get out there in the market so they can match it. So we will figure it out, But shout out to anybody that's from the Denver land who can update me and give me some actual information what they're talking about. But that's just what I heard from other sources. All right, number 2 on this list. Byron Jones. Can anybody guess how many interceptions Byron Jones had last season, right? I'm waiting, man. Can anybody guess? How many INTs did Byron Get Down Jones had for last season? Somebody put Martin said 1. Akeem, my brother, said 0. All right, so he's 27 years old. You're right. He had 0 interceptions. 1 forced fumble, though. And he batted down 6 balls last season, 44 tackles. He got paid $6 million last season. Not bad. $6 million. So, he take away one side of the field. He's going to be that type of guy. He's a guy that if you can really look at it and say to yourself, man, if only he can get his head around and take the ball away a little bit more. Boy, oh boy, you will really have to reach into your pockets and really try to pay this guy. But, this new coaching staff already came out and said to themselves, hey, we want playmakers. We want people to take the ball away, even though if they get burned on a few plays. But I would rather have that person that make the quarterback think once or twice or maybe 3 times, say, nah, I ain't going to pass it that way. And I like Byron Jones. I'm a defensive back guy, so I like his skill set. I just think that his hips need to be more fluid. But outside of that, his redirect is straight. You got hitting speed. The recovery speed is there. You're not going to beat him in a foot chase. There's some footages out there that shows that when he hawk you down, he will get you down. So, and I think he ran down Saquon Barkley last season. He saved a touchdown. In the season before that, I think he ran down Ajayi, one of those guys. So he got some hidden speed. You can't outrun the kid. He's just athletic in a sense. I wish we can get Byron Jones for one more season and have a dynamic safety over the top. Not throwing any shade at Xavier Woods, but I want to see him underneath, and I'm talking about Byron Jones, and then we have that safety that can be rangy in a sense and just take away that side of the field. I think that it will be a better situation for us, but we didn't get a chance to see that throughout Byron Jones' career, and it may be a situation where we're going to say to ourselves, hey, it's the end of the road for Byron Jones. So that's just how it goes, and unfortunately, it is what it is. So the number 1 guy that we have on this list, a lot of people already know, and he's already familiar with the linebackers coach that we have. And a lot of people have been preaching, hey, we want this guy. We really want Anthony Harris. And he's a guy that had 6, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, 6 INTs. Can you put that in your mental? Snacking the ball away, snatching it away. Let that ball be his best friend, because I'm telling you, now the kid want $13.4 million or something like that. That's his market value. He's way up there as it relates to production and these sort of things. But the man want his paper. He want his bread. And I don't blame him. I can't blame him for that. We all want players to get their paper. We can't shortchange the brother, though, because at the end of the day, he's looking at it like, hey, I got to feed my family. I've been playing for $3 million last season, and I think I outperformed my quote-unquote contract. So I'm looking to get paid. That's just how it goes. So you're going to have to lose a little to get a little, as they say. You're going to have to renegotiate your pocketbook so that you can have the finer things in life. Now, with my outlook on this thing, should these players have the ability to do so? Yes, I really do believe that these players should have the ability to demand the right amount of money. But how much is too much money is not my call, and it's not what I can say. You see, all we can do is just look at this thing from a perspective lenses and say, man, this kid need to get his paper, you see. So I want to know how you guys feel about that, as it relates to his overall ability, his let me see if I can zoom this in so you guys can see a little bit better. Give me a few seconds here while I attempt to help you all out with the visuals. Let me see right here. Let me blow this part up, and we're going to go. There you go. There we go. I think you guys can see it a little bit better here. And we're going to hit on that market value groove. And that's what I use, Spoke Track. So if you guys have any issues with not being able to see this, let me copy this and put this in the description box so that everybody can see what we're talking about. And the draft is always around the corner. We know that we love the draft, right? We love seeing the draft. We love knowing that we can change this team by going out there and picking up a few people in the free agency. The way I look at it, Cowboy Nation, and some people may look at it differently. I look at it from this aspect of it. Yes, he's 28 years old, 4-year pro. You got 4 years of experience, so you kind of knowing what you're going to get with this particular guy. $13.8 million, so you might as well round it up, $14 million. And I think that the market value for Byron Jones is around $14 million as well. So either you can get this particular guy. Now, I do know that there are two different type of positions. One is a safety, and the other one is a cornerback. But the lovely part about this, Nation, the lovely part about it is that you see this right here. It says strong safety. You see strong safety. What do we need? We got a free safety already, right? In a perfect world, right? We can keep Byron Jones and somehow snag this guy up, right? But this just doesn't work that way, right? But we need a strong safety. I love Jeff Heath, but I think that Jeff Heath as a rotational piece, as a rotational special team guy as well, it will be fantastic for us, right? So let's look at the stats all together. Let me see what this guy did the previous years so that we can really grab hold to what he did out there. All right, 15 and 16, null and void. Really didn't get enough playing time, but 17, he had one forced fumble. What else he had? Because you can tell by the snap counts right here, 197 snaps. But the more time this kid was out there on the field, 623 snaps. We saw in 2018 he had 3 INTs. We would love that type of production. And now he had 922 snaps. He gets 6 INTs. So that shows you that when this kid is out there, when he's out there on the field, he gives you the production that you need. Now, this is 6 interceptions out of 14 games. So, in my opinion, he will be a great pickup for us, Cowboy Nation. Let's see. Shout out to you, Jamal, man. Really appreciate you for tuning in on the Facebook. JD, what's good with you? He wasn't a slot to begin with. He grew and became a slot. There's no proof that he can't play on the outside. He's a ball hawk. Keep him. Who are we referring to? JD said Heath is a gunner. Needs to stick to it. Yeah, don't shortchange Donovan Wilson. Oh, no. Look, Marquise Lindquist, not saying that he worked with Donovan Wilson for that 1 year that he was with Texas A&M when Donovan Wilson was there, but there's something to do with continuity and rapport. So they need aggressive playmakers. This is from my guy on the Twitch. Really appreciate you. Yes, we do. We need aggressive playmakers. We need people that's angry. We need people that's mad, that plays with that type of attitude. We need all of those things in order for to keep this engine going. Because at the end of the day, we love turnovers. We love takeaways. But on top of it all, Cowboy Nation, I believe that we would prefer, and I'm going to say this again, we would prefer people that can really get to the ball, chase, and all those things. So that's just how it goes when you think about it all together, collectively speaking. And on top of that, when we start talking about these levels of productions and we start talking about how this team can perform and be better, it's one of those things too. So I just feel like with this top defensive back class, that's in the free agency market, I think that we can figure out ways to get things going. And hopefully, out of this list of DBs, maybe one or two guys can fall into our lap, and it could be one of those situations about that, you see. So that's just how I look at it. I hope and I pray that we can figure out a way. And trust me, it's from the outside looking in, but at the end of the day, it is one of those things, too, that we can say to ourselves, man, oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. All right, so let me see if I can read some more of you guys' comments, man. So before we let me see how long I've been live. For 25 minutes? I can go a little bit longer, right? March 16th, Law. We need beef in the middle, defensive line. I agree. We do. We do need some beef in the middle. We need some defensive line help. We do need all of those things as it relates to the Cowboys' overall perspectives of looking at things as it relates to that part of it. But we do need playmakers, though, that can take the ball away, snatch the ball away, and these sorts of things. So it's multiple ways whereas we can look into this thing. It's multiple ways, and on top of that, I'll tell you this, though. Let me see. Let's pull up. Y'all want to do defensive linemen, right? Defensive line guys. Let's see if I can find defensive line guys on this particular list while we load up all of these things. Give me a few seconds while we do that, and hopefully we can do that. Bear with me. Let me pull up some defensive linemen on this thing. And it won't take long at all. And we'll look at the defensive line, the top big boys that's going to wreak havoc out there. And let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go with it. Bam, there we go. All right, so on this particular list, we have Matt Judon. Now, Of course, he's 27 years old, right? And on top of that, this is going to be the top 10 free agent list for the defensive linemen, okay? So we're going to look at everybody's skill set. We're going to do the same thing that we just did earlier with the defensive backs, and then we're going to see who we can pretty much snatch up and see if they can be a part of this team if we have the right money, you see. Now, he is 27 years old. He had 9.5 sacks. Can anybody put in the chat box, in the chat, how many forced fumbles this kid had, right? Because we love forced fumbles, right? P.J. Williams, DJ Reader is his name. Akeem, yes, he's one of the top big dogs that's out there. DJ Reader will be one hell of a if he's in our price range. This is from JD. Yeah, kid, I would focus on the defensive line and LB core. You're right. I like Bud Dupree if we lose Quinn. Okay. Yeah, because we got to look at Bennett and Quinn. They can be our own guys, right, that we can re-sign. Somebody put 3. Nah, it's higher than 3. He had more than 3 forced fumbles. Can somebody put that forced fumble down so we can move on, right? We need defensive tackle, someone who can just push the middle. Sean Robinson, yeah, defensive tackle, a monster. This is from David. 5. So Joe put down 3, Devin put down 5. The kid had in the middle. He had 4 forced fumbles, 14 tackles for loss. That's good production, baby. That's great production. Let's move on. All right, so Bud Dupree, he's number 9 on this list. He's 27 years old. Can somebody put in the chat box? Because I love to put this out there for you all. Let's make it a game. How many sacks did this kid have last season? If you give me a close number, I'll just spit it out. How many sacks did Bud Dupree? He's an edge guy. He plays in the 3-4. How many sacks did Bud Dupree had, and how many forced fumbles? Okay, somebody says 8. This is Joe Thompson. No, he had more than that. Put it like this. He had more than 2 forced fumbles as well. Yes, indeed. He had 16 tackles for loss, right? The kid is flying out to the ball. He's doing his thing. Not bad at all. So he had 11.5 sacks last season, 4 forced fumbles, and on top of that, 68 tackles for loss. 68 tackles and 16 tackles for loss. He had got paid $9 million last season. So he's looking to get paid this type of money. He's looking to get paid anywhere from $13 to $15 million. Bud Dupree, do we have enough money in our repertoire to reach deep down in our pockets to pay good old Bud? He's number 9 on this list. So everybody can say, yeah, 12 sacks, you might as well say, Toby, and move it all the way up. So let's just move this thing up a little bit further. And number 8. All right, so now we get into our big boys. So what we want to look for in the big boys family, this is Javon Hargrave. This is what we look for when we talk about big boys. It's going to be inside, right? You don't look for 18 sacks, 15 sacks, or what have you. But what you want to look for is somebody that can be a space eater, that can gobble up inside. And he's not that tall. He's not that big. He's 6'2", 305 pounds. But he's a 2-gap guy. He had 4 sacks last season, 1 forced fumble, 60 tackles. 7 of them tackled for loss. So he got in the backfield. He lived in the backfield. So they got him up there at number 8. Telling you, this is the type of stuff that we wanted Malik to do. But shout out to Malik, man. Shout out to Malik. All right, so let's move a little bit further into this thing. Everybody know this guy, Eric Armstead. Young kid. He can play edge, and he also can play inside. You can kick him inside and out. He's a 3-4 or 4-3 guy. He played 2 gaps in the system. He had 10 sacks last season. 2 forced fumbles, 1 forced fumble recovered, 54 tackles, 14 tackles for loss. That kid lived in the backfield, man. When you can play inside and get those tackles for loss, 14 of them, rejuvenated the 49ers front 4, you see. Hey, he lived up to expectations this last season. Collectively, he didn't, but he lived up to expectations because he was a 2015 first rounder. Remember that? In 2015, people looking at it like, hey, man, this Armstead kid, he going to be all right. But Tom Sula know him, right? He should know him, right? Was Tom Sula the coach in 2015? Y'all help me out. He's 26 years old, though. So this is this kid right here, Eric Armstead. So let's go and look at this kid. Dante Fowler. He's an edge guy. So can somebody put his level of production down? Now, he is younger than all of the other prospects or all of the other free agent guys that's out there. This kid is 25 years old. 25 years old. He only got paid $1 million last season, right? That was his last season production. Now, that was just his payment for 2019 because we already know he was number 3 overall draft pick in 2000. And I believe, I want to say 15. But he had 11.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, knocked the ball out for a forced fumble, and scored a touchdown from it. So this is Fowler. So he's not bad. He's 25, man. 25, meaning that you can get probably 2 more contracts out of that. 2 more. I mean, you can sign this kid to a 4-year contract, and then by the time, you can re-up it just depending on how he played in his last contract or what have you. You can get 2 contracts out of this kid. But I want people to look at Matthews behind him, and you can also see these other guys that played in this type of defense, this 3-4 type of defense. So he knows how to play this ball. Let me see. Let me read some of your comments. Martin says has a lot of upside in him. Another Florida boy. Yeah, 2 forced fumble, 12 sacks. Not bad, Priest. Man, not bad at all. My God, Mendoza said Armstead for 1 year. Man, that would be nice, right? That would be nice. Tom Sula, loved him. He's 6'4", 275 pounds, and can play any scheme. Yes. You talking about Ronald Blair? Really appreciate you from San Francisco. Remember his name. Okay. We're going to remember his name. All right, Yannick. Somebody can pronounce his last name for me that's in the chat box. I want to say Naku. But he's 24 years old. He had 8 sacks, 1 interception, believe it or not. So that's not bad. And he also took that interception to the house. He took it to the house. 4 forced fumbles at 24 years old. He's going to get a huge contract, Cowboy Nation. He going to want money. He going to want that paper. He going to want that paper. And it won't be a bad investment either. Kid is explosive. And Nagaku. Okay. This is from Ru Glock. Nagakwe. Now somebody said Nagakwe. Is one way or another, right? Yannick, he's going to get to the quarterback. He's going to put the running back down in the dirt, man. I really appreciate you all. I'm just a brother from Mississippi, so I really appreciate you all. Can't afford, Martin said, can't afford, let's keep moving, right? Keep Quinn, focus on the middle. This is from Cody. I agree. DJ Reader. This is the guy y'all want, right? Huh? This is the brother from another mother. 25 years old, 2.5 sacks, 52 tackles, 6 for loss. But remember, when you play that DT role, don't look for the 5, 10. Don't look for it. Sacks. You're looking for a space eater, somebody that can play 2 gap, somebody that will be, dare I say, I want to say this like the Quiet Storm. Somebody that can help out against the run, you see. So I believe that DJ Reader can do all of those things. And when I looked at some of his tape, oh my goodness. We need somebody like this. Shout out to Antoine Barbecue Woods. Shout out to Malik Collins. Shout out to my guy Tyrone Crawford when he plays inside. And shout out to who else we had play inside? A Kerry Hyder. But when you start talking about this level of production, this level of what they asking DJ to do, we ain't talking apples and apples, right? We talking a whole lot of stuff. Andrew Billings was my guy too, man. Is he on the market, Martin? I'm going to look him up. Let's look at this person right here. All right. I know you guys love Shaq Barrett. You know, I know you guys love his production. Can somebody put in the chat box how many sacks this guy had? You see. Let me see what we have here. Right, let's see. Sign Gregory, restructure Crawford, Ramirez. I don't know. Why we pay Texans pay a center that kind of money? I don't know. Alan Gonzalez. I don't know. Somebody said 12. He had north of 12 sacks. Devin Frost. How much is too much? You see, he had north of 13 sacks. Can we go a little higher? How many sacks did this kid have? Shaq Barrett, 17, north of 17 sacks. We in DeMarcus Ware country, man. Come on, north of 18 sacks. Come on, with a little bit higher, Hakeem, a little bit higher. Can somebody put in money on south of 20, though? 19, north of 19, actually, JD. But 19.5. So, all right. So that was pretty cool with him. All right, so that's his level of production. Although, this was one of those come out years, and he actually said that he's willing to stay in Tampa Bay, and it's not about the money, that he's willing to stay right where he's at. But sometimes dollars can make you holler and make you change your mind when you have Jerry Wayne Jones to come talk to you, you see. He is a beast. Can somebody put how many forced fumbles this kid had? This is so crazy. Oh, my goodness. Can somebody put out how many forced fumbles this kid had and how many tackles for loss? Tom Brady. This is from my guy, Roman McGill. Yeah, Tom Brady is a beast, too. Knew it was something. 0.5. 7. Devin Frost said 7. Since you were so close, he had 6 forced fumbles, okay? This guy had 19 tackles for loss, 58 tackles. This is a level of production for $1 million that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had from this kid, and now he's going to want top dollars, right? But he did come out and say it's not about the money. So it's one of those things where if they franchise the kid, he'd probably be okay with it. I think he comes from nothing, and he feel that, hey, just pay me, and it's not about that paper. I'm going to give you this same work action, and that's not bad at all. And he's 27 years old as well. So, all right. Here's another guy. He's number 2 on this particular list. His name is Jadeveon Clowney, defensive edge guy. He's 27 as well. 3 sacks last season and 4 forced fumbles. And on top of that, he had 1 touchdown by knocking the ball out of one person's hand. And he had 7 tackles for loss. Last season, he got paid $60 million. Now, Clowney came out earlier this season and said this right here. He want to go to a team, right? But he want to go to a this type of team. He want to go to a Super Bowl contender type of team. Now, when you look at his level of production and what we got out of Gregory, but out of my guy D-Law, because D-Law got his paper right. And then you look at the other guy streaming off the edge, coming around the corner, bending that, putting that shoulder on the grass, almost Robert Quinn. Then you will laugh at Jadeveon Clowney's money, right? You laugh at what he's trying to say, what he want to get. But age is age, and on top of that, it is what it is. So it's one of those things, Cowboy Nation, when we look at it. So I think that here's the thing. You figure out a way to not to pay Robert Quinn, and on top of that, you got to look at it from this thing too. To say to yourself, maybe, just maybe, D-Law just had one of those. Hey, I didn't practice all season, so let me figure out a way to to combat that and get back to the good graces of getting everybody 10 or 11 sacks. Let's hope on that, right? And not pay Jadeveon Clowney. Pre says Clowney as a rental won't be bad. But he want money, though. Clowney want that big bag. And number 1 on everybody's list, Christopher Jones, defensive tackle. I said this on a live stream a couple of days ago. I said, Chris, without his play on Sunday for the Super Bowl, they probably don't have a Super Bowl ring. Did you guys get a chance to see how Garoppolo, when he saw big number 95 headed his way, those eyes got big? Garoppolo started throwing the ball blind. I was like, man, this is the new challenge that they doing. Quarterback close their eyes and throw challenge. So it's one of those things where this kid, just like I said with Ken Law, he makes everybody better. The person to the right of him, the person to the left of him. And shout out to Chris Jones. Hell State, and it could be a situation. Can Dak Prescott get on the phone and say, hey, Chris, what's up, man? Can you lower your payment a little bit to come out here and play with me down here in Dallas? I doubt it. But it's one of those things that remember, from a defensive tackle aspect, you're not looking for gaudy numbers, but the kid got gaudy numbers. He had 9 sacks from the interior. Let that sink into your mental. 9 of them. 8 tackles for loss. 1 forced fumble. And the bat downs, that they don't have it on here, but when you look at that Super Bowl, he batted down the ball. I said, man, is that the Dikembe Mutombo at number 95? Yeah, so he's not getting 15 at 30 years old. This is from Toby. Are you talking about Robert Quinn, the quarterback, man? Let's see if I can pull up Chris Jones's market value rate, and we will see what he's demanding altogether. And give me a few seconds. Let me see what Chris Jones, not the punter, because we talking about Chris Jones, the defensive tackle guy. Oh, they got another Chris Jones. That's a popular name. Shout out to the Chris's out there, man. They got a Chris Jones, the cornerback. He's 24 years old. Where is this Chris Jones at? Okay. Chris Jones is everywhere. Matter of fact, they got a defensive tackle on the 49ers named Chris Jones. How about that, huh? That's crazy, huh? They got a lot of Chris Joneses out there. All right, so let's see if we can pull this up for everybody. Let me know if you guys can see. And for those who are visually challenged or what have you, I'm going to post this link in the description box. So you may see the link there in the description box or in the chat feed there. All right, so let's pull up his market value. He's 25 years old. $19.2 million. $19.2 million. Let's do this. Let's play a little game. Let's pull up Spoke Track again, and we're going to type in Amari Cooper, because I've seen some people say, hey, can we do a straight up trade for Amari Cooper for Chris Jones, or can we do one of those situations where we let Amari Cooper go when we pick up a Chris Jones? And I would believe, yeah, I love defense, but I don't love it that much. You still keep your wide receiver. You keep that core intact. Yeah, they both 25. While that is thinking right there, we will see what his market value is as well, or his market fair value is as well. Let me look at what he did the previous years while we here. And this is 19.7. 19.7. Who do you guys prefer? Defense, or do you prefer offensive guy? Let me know. Let me see. Oh my goodness. He had an off year basically. He had 15.5 sacks last season. I didn't know that. Good grief. How many snaps he had? So he didn't play in 3 games, huh? He was injured or something? So if he had played the full 16 or the 700 snaps, who knows what this kid would have done from a production-based aspect of it. 6.5. That's the land that we've been living in. From the interior, if somebody had 6.5 sacks from the interior, we would have been like, yes, signed him, you know. We would have loved that. His rookie season, yeah, he had 2, but look how many snaps he had. He had limited snaps. And game started in 11. Started only in 7 games in 17. Then in 2018, the kid only started in 11 games, coming in a rotation off the top rope. Tag me in. 15.5. And had an INT. That's production. Oh, man, that's some good production. Yeah, his leg was injured. This is from Justin. Really appreciate you. See, man, we got scouts around here. True scouts, man. Franchise tag Coop. I have to pull up Coop situation. And I want to pull up how many drops he had because a lot of people think that he had a gaudy number of drops his first year with the Dallas Cowboys, but he didn't. Now, he did had some drops this season or what have you that we wish that he didn't, but he was playing with that hurt foot, you see. And this is not me making excuses and these sort of things. Let my internet catch up. We got a lot of bandwidth going on today. All right, so let me see if you guys can see it. Yeah, you guys can see it. He had 7 drops this season. He had 1,100 yards, basically. He averaged 15.1 yards per reception. The craziest thing about this total stat line is that, collectively speaking, he had more yards this year in 2019 than he had his first year with the Cowboys, although it was a split year. And then somebody can argue and say, well, he did have 2 bye weeks. Because remember how that trade situation happened, what have you, and he had only 3 drops last season. So maybe, just maybe, I want you guys to see the pattern, and it's kind of like the old Jason Garrett pattern. And this is not me tooting my horn for this, or this is not me pom-pom and cheerleading for Amari Cooper, but let's go back to the origin of the situation. I know you guys probably can't see this, but let me see if I can help you guys out. I'm gonna post this deal so that you guys can see and pull it up on your respective feed there. My thing is, remember, look at this thing. He had 18 drops his freshman year, right? His rookie year. Then he followed that up the next year with 4 drops, right? Then in 2017, he had 10 drops. And then in 2018, if you know what I mean, that's when he came over to the Cowboys land and he had 3 drops. And then he had another bad year in 2019. So it seems to me that every odd season, this kid just drops the ball like a full moon situation. So in 2020, he should have, according to the data that I'm looking at, he should only have 1 or 2 drops because it decreases every year. You see, 18 to 4, 10 to 3, 7 to probably 1 or 2 drops. So I know you can't look at it in those factors. I know you can't. This is just me having fun with it. But that's Amari Cooper in a nutshell. And that's Chris Jones in a whole view of things too. Cooper is a Florida boy. Yes. They all from the SW, Southwest Florida. Give Green 1 year, $10 million with incentives, and trade Coop. Give Green. Who are you talking about? Are you talking about AJ Green? Toby? No. AJ Green is about 33 years old. I would rather for us to give Dez that contract. Let me see. AJ Green. Let's pull up AJ Green. AJ Green, 31 years old. Think about it. AJ Green is 31. Amari Cooper is 25. That's a lot of age. There's a lot of age in there, man. And his market value, AJ, he just is $9.1 million. Yes, you can get him for cheap. Not bad at all. Let me make sure you guys can see what I'm seeing. Okay, you guys can see what I'm seeing. All right, so it's not that much. And if you look at it, he really never played a full season there, I say. He's an injury guy. But he had 46 receptions in 2018, 75 in 2017, 66 in 2016. I think that his last good year was in 2015. That's many moons ago. But, 5 drops, 10 drops, 11 drops, 4 drops, 3 drops, 4 drops, 5. So you don't drop the ball as much because a lot of people look at the target aspect of it and you can say, okay, the kid don't drop the ball that much. But AJ Green is pretty long in it too. But I would say at 31 years old, I would rather let's pull up Dez Bryant if you guys don't mind. Let's pull up Dez Bryant. I think that his information should be out here. And I don't think that he's 31. Oh, he's 31. Dez 31? Okay. My bad. And they got that Saint stuff still all over him. Let's see if we can pull up his stats or what have you. Not a good display of stat numbers as well. 31 in 2015. That's the year he got injured. 50 of them in 2016. 796 yards and 69. What's on your mind? And we had tons of drops. My God. 11 drops. And this is 11 in 2012. 11 in 2013. 5, 7, 12, 2. And 2017. 12 of them. Oh my goodness. Let me run while I can. Looking at these drops or what have you. Just blow my mind away. But let me see how long I've been live, like 95. And let me see if you guys are tired of listening in to me. It's 55 minutes. So I got 5 more minutes with you all. What else we want to look at? Is there any other player? Any contract you want to look at? Cooper is better than Dez, and it is not even close. This is Devin Frost. Yes, at this point, yes. My sleeper wide receiver is Cooper. Is Coop leave? Is DeMarcus Robinson from KC? DeMarcus Robinson from KC. Let me see if I can pull him up. I have not known of that brother, so bear with me. I'm quite sure his numbers may look good because you got this guy named Pat Mahomes from White House throwing him the ball, you see. So let me see if I can find a way to pull up DeMarcus. Not where. Can't spell today. Robinson. That's his name? Never heard of the kid. He's 25 years old as well, from Florida. Y'all love them Florida kids, right? He don't have a market value, but let me see if I can pull up. The kid is only making $517,000. He had 32 receptions, 22 receptions the year before, 21 receptions. So he's kind of like a slot guy, right? What a rotational guy. At times, right? He don't drop the ball. 3 drops, 1 year, 2 drops, 2 drops. Hey, let's do this. Let's go into overtime. Man, maybe I can pull up some tight ends. Let's do that. Let's pull up the top tight ends. Y'all want to do that, or y'all want to go to bed? You know, because Law Nation, we never go to sleep around here, right? Y'all want to pull up that, or you let me know, man. Post that in the comment box. Y'all want to look at some tight ends, who the best tight ends out of this class, or what have you, of free agencies, and we can get on out of here. Devin Frost was good with you. Robinson, 6'1", 210, ran a 4.42. Plays the X position. Okay, appreciate you. Big, what's good? Steals, what's good? Would you say tight end? Y'all want to do that? Look up Bradley Robbie. We looked him up already. Just rewind. Rewind. We hit the rewind button. Oh, you want to look up his money part of it? All right, we do that. Let me see. Robbie. And we'll do the tight ends. We get in with the tight end. 27. D. Ohio State. They don't put his market value out there. But 9 interceptions since 2014. And 4 sacks since 2014. Not bad at all from what his position requires. And not bad. All right, so he's a guy that I can say to myself, we would still love him out here on the field if he could take the ball away. That's all we're looking for. We're looking for somebody that can take the ball away. All right, so a lot of people still saying, okay, that let's go look at tight ends. Okay, give me a few seconds as I set up my settings to pull up the tight ends, the top 10 tight ends. I think that they did that too. And we would do that if you guys don't mind. Let's pull up the tight end play and drop this over here. Give me a few seconds while I conjure up the tight ends or look up the tight ends. Let's see what we can find. Right. Almost there. And just pay attention to that right quick and give me a few seconds. We almost there. We cooking with grease, baby. We are cooking with grease. And it was this button right here. Nope, it was this button right here. And what we want to do is find that tight end column, Law. Where it was on this screen. And I got so many windows open. Y'all be crazy if y'all was sitting over here saying, like, Law, what are you doing? All right, so back to my face. And now we're going to go back to this deal right here. Take a look at this tight end, right? AJ Green, right? Just playing with y'all. And he too frail to play tight end. They'll fold him up like a wallet. They will. They will fold that brother up. And let's go all the way to we got about 9 or 10 tight ends on this list. So we would go with the first tight end, who is, I would say, bam, Nick Vannett. Y'all know about Nick. He's 27 years old. He had 17 receptions, 166 yards. I'm saying it like my uncle. 166 yards. He's on the free agent market. How do you guys feel about good old Nick? Let me know in the comment box. He's number 10. Will he bring in a level of production more than, dare I say, a Jason Witten? Can you see him matched up with my guy? What's his name? It's at the tip of my tongue because he barely got chances. I want to say Jarwin. Is that his name? Blake Jarwin? Man, this is JD. Said, man. Remember, they had a multitude of quarterbacks, so a lot of times he didn't get a chance. So, but that's Nick Vannett. Let's move on. All right, number 9 on this list, Darian Fales, 34 receptions, 341 yards. Looking at this number, I can't see how he was able to jump over that Eagles guy when he's 33 years old. So he had 341 yards, but he did have 7 touchdowns. So I think that it's time for him to retire, though. He's 33. That's a big boy, though. He leaped right over them. I think, did they win? Did they beat the Eagles that game? Shout out to the Eagles. I know they get all butthurt when we talk about them. But did the Redskins beat them? Or did the Eagles find a way to come back and beat them? You know, let me know. Let's push it a little bit further. All right, so Tyler, he's 29 years old. He had 43 receptions, 436 yards, 3 touchdowns. He's number 8 on this list. Are you guys interested at all? Nope. Jarwin is the man. He has his wings plucked. He had his wings plucked. Gerald Chavez. 2 injury prone. Okay, let's move on. And he's 29. Nothing wrong with being 29. I remember when I was 29. All right, so 7 on this list. We have Jason. Old reliable Witten. Can anybody put his age in the comment box? All right, so I'm just playing with old reliable. He's 37 years old. 63 receptions, 529 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Do you guys want to see him with the silver and blue? Akeem says no. Witten time is over. Mendoza said, nah, we're going to need another tight end. Shout out to my Facebook panel. Too old, too easy, right? Let's move on. Blake Jarwin, he's a free agent guy. We got to figure out a way. Do you sign this guy? He's number 6 on this list. That's funny. Looking at these two, number 7, and number 6. And although this is the craziest part of it all, I'm not throwing any salt or any hate at this person. But it's funny how they got number 7 for Witten and number 6, because they know. But age play a major role in this. He had 31 receptions, 365 yards, 3 touchdowns. Keep in mind, my brother from another mother had 4 touchdowns, 3 and 4, right? So it's not bad from a total production, but we already know that this was the cream of the crop. And look at my boy Dak over there. He's pointed to the sky as he running in. That's cold-blooded right there. That must have been what play that was. Anybody remember that play? Dak Prescott pointing to the sky doing the Steph Curry on him. Anybody remember that touchdown? And last season, let's look at this. Last season, my guy Jameis Winston got $2 million for his level of production. And Blake Jarwin has $650,000 last season. Trade with the Ravens for Hayden Hurst. Oh, my goodness. That's my guy, Hayden Hurst. Go look up Hayden Hurst, man. That was the Black Cat game. Put a first-round tender on Jarwin. Nobody signs him, and he's coming back. That will be nice, Toby. That's a good maneuver there. All right, so let's move on a little bit further. This guy is actually 2 years younger than Jason Witten. He's 52 receptions, 597 yards, almost the same production. And on top of that, he had 2 touchdowns, and he got paid the same amount of money as Jason. $2 million. Do we move on from Greg Olsen and we let him be in the booth? Do we move on from him? Because we are in the overtime. That's my dog right here. That's my dog. Although his production is lower than Greg Olsen, also his production is lower than a Jarwin and as well as a Jason Witten. Do you give Eric Ebron a chance for a cup of coffee with the Dallas Cowboys? Can somebody put his age down in the comment box? Do you know how old Ebron is? Cowboy youngster says, sign Ebron, sign him. Olsen calling XFL games. He's done. Put a fork in it. Yes, JD. Who's that, Toby? Ebron is nice. Injury is my only concerns. Athleticism, unparalleled to everybody. Unfortunately, his hands are not dropped a lot of passes. That's what they saying in the comments under this picture here. But he's an intriguing red zone threat, though, believe it or not. 13 touchdowns in the last 2 seasons. So this is interesting now. Let me see if I can pull up Eric's information for the nation, man, so we can see how many times he dropped the ball, because we as Cowboys fans, we definitely at the end of the day, we definitely don't like drops, right? So let's pull this up if you guys don't mind. And let's first and foremost, he's 26 years old, 5-year pro, and let's pull up this market value. $7.4 million. Man, inside this man, $7 million, man. Hey, y'all need some. Do we need to have the Cash App link in the description box so we can get this money out to Jerry? All right, $7.4 million is what he's asking for, right? That's his market value, basically. That's what the market is demanding for his particular level of productivity. All right, so let's look at the stat part of it. The stats. I want to look at how many drops this kid had. They don't put the drops down for the tight ends? Shame. Come on, no drop. They got fumbles, they got reception, touchdown, yard receive, yard average. It's hard to find drop stats. I'll have to look at the all 22 and find out how many times he dropped the ball. But 2000 and I want to say 18 good years, 66 receptions, 53, 61, 7.4 Let me see how many snaps. People saying injury prone. Let me see. He started in 3 games last season, played 11 snaps, 323, 630. He gives you about 600 snaps a year. That's not bad. So if he's injured, let me see. I take that back. Maybe he's one of those intermediate. Let me see. 7 games, 8, 13, 9, 8, 3 out of a 16. Those games started. I don't know, man. But I still want him though. Hunter Henry. Let's move it on a little bit further. Let's go. But I feel what you all are saying. He's number 4, and let's go. Hollister. You guys like him? Jacob, 26 years old, 41 receptions, 349 yards, 3 touchdowns. He got paid $650,000. This is who they got number 3 on their list. And hey, remember him? He was a guy that played for the Patriots. Okay, he started off with the Patriots, got traded, what have you, and became a tight end for the Seahawks, and it's really on there. He had torn his ACL. I don't know how they got him number 3. I would have to look up some film on him. For real. Let's move it a little bit further. Hunter Henry, 55 receptions, 652 yards, 5 touchdowns. He got paid $1 million last season. Continued injuries, though. That's what they're saying. They're saying he's injury guy. And he would probably been on the top of this list, but he had a knee fracture, and he also had a torn ACL. Man, Young Wilson for the donation.
Sorry, I'm late. Law. Draft a big fast nose tackle or safety. Donations for the nation. Law Nation. Call me hand medium skin tone.
Man, really appreciate you, Young Wilson, man. Really appreciate you, man, for the donation to help grow this thing, man. My goodness. Yeah, I agree with all of the words you said, man. With that, especially nose tackle, somebody that can really do the 2-gap situation. If a Roquan, what's his last name? Davis? Is it Roquan Davis? If he drop in the draft, he's 6'7". I think that we can still probably get our cornerback. But if he so happened to drop, man, he'll be a guy that we can probably take a real good look at. It's so many people that we can really look at, but not bad at all. $8.9 million per year is what he want. This is from Justin. Are you talking about Hollister, or are you talking about Ebron, or are you talking about Hunter coming off at ACL? That's just too much, man. It's too much of a risk. Who's the number 1 guy on this list? Is it Austin? We believe. Let's see. Love how it let me see. It tells you skin tone. Rule, yeah. That's the AI. You know, AI can only go by whatever put in that box. But when you guys make the donation to help grow the nation, man, it put down whatever you guys put in that box. But I really appreciate it. 75 receptions, 787 yards, 6 touchdowns. Austin Hooper, he can hoop, right? Another donation to help grow it.
Grow the nation.
Oh my goodness. In overtime. Man, I had 2 people back to back to pretty much sponsor this entire show for the overtime. Man, I really appreciate you all, man. I really do, man. I really do. Austin, let me pull up the information for Austin, though. And I really appreciate those donations, man. Give me a few seconds here. Let me see who made that donation. Give me a few seconds. It was Keith. What's good with you, man? He says, grow the nation. Yes, indeed, man. Really, 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 really appreciate you. All right, so let's pull up Austin Powers. No, Hooper. Let's see what Austin Hooper was all about. Tight end. Let's see. Bam, here you go. 25 years old, right? Still young, man. If I can go back to being 25. Ooh, Cowboy Nation. If I can go back to being 25, your brother from another mother would try out for one of those teams. You see, XFL teams. Oh, I'll try out for one of those teams, man. All right, so it says, let's see what his market value is. Let's pull it up. I think somebody else already did. $9.9 million. That's on your mind. 9.9. My goodness. At a tight end position, put it like this. With this type of situation, dare I say, you would have, oh my goodness, what we have here, $1.99 on your mind, man. Who made this donation, man? Young Wilson, man, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Good night, my friend. Thanks for all of the hard work, man. Really appreciate you, man. Lord, what is blocking his stats? Let's see. Let's pull up his stats, man. Let's pull up his stats, man. Let's see. Right. 70. Oh, okay. 2 years back to back. Good years. 2 back to back. 18. He had 71 receptions, 660 yards. 2019 last season, 75 reception, and 6 touchdowns. Snap count. Of course, he was injured. Well, no, 13 games last season, 16 games. I wish they'd tell me why did he miss those 3 games. Can anybody put in the comment box why he missed those 3 games? But he played 13 games, started in 10. And 2016, he played all of the games, started in 7. But, starts for tight ends just depended on what was the first game, what was the first snaps or what have you. And what was the first snaps or the first series of the drive. So you really can't get a good grasp of that. Tannehill is at $30.5 million. No way. Tannehill getting paid that much money? How? How? My pet quarterback is the draft is Anthony Gordon. Yeah, he's going to be nice. Anthony Gordon, I saw him at the Senior Bowl. He's going to be nice, JD. Let's hope he can get to a good team, though. That's just what we want. Tannehill at 30. Let me see. And we're going to get on out of here for real, man. We can pull up Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill. 31 years old. Age play a major factor in that. Texas A&M kid. Let's see. Oh, wow. $30 million. And his contract is based upon his age and the contract time frame of the other players. So they comparing his contract to the Alex Smiths of the world, the Aaron Rodgers, Matt Ryans, and the Nick Foles of the world. And at the age, these guys, Nick Foles is at 30, and you have 32 for Matt Ryan. You have Aaron Rodgers, 34, and 33 for Alex Smith. And 34, even in this modern day football, is young, believe it or not. It is young to be 34. That's just how it goes from here. Oh, another donation. Let's see what we have in
Giving
overtime.
to the nation.
Justin. Really appreciate you, Justin. Really, really, really do. He's 31 years old, 7-year pro. $30 million. Dak rejected an offer of $33 million. This is from Akeem. Let me pull up Dak Prescott. But before we pull up Dak Prescott, let's look at the stats, man. I really appreciate you all for making these donations, man. It was so many people coming to me about this Tannehill kid. And we were looking at it and we were saying to ourselves, maybe 117 QBR. That's something fantastic. That's something amazing. God, dog, that's amazing. 22 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 2,742 yards. Not bad at all. Let's see what else they have here. Rushing, he rushed the ball for 185 yards. Let's see what else. But in Miami land, he had 92. So 76, 81, 92, 88, 93. So he always passed in a good efficient level at that rate, minus his first 2 years. Everything else were in the 90s or in the high 80s. He gives you anywhere from 3,000. And how many games he played in 2016? Not that bad, actually, when you look at his total collective stats from 2012 all the way into now. It's just 2017, he took a year off, right? Or he just cut, released. Nobody picked him up in 2017. Anybody know the story of 2017? Did he have like a crazy injury to occur or something like that? Let me know. I heard because of his guaranteed money. This is from Justin. Yeah, according to Sport News report, they say he turned down the money, but we don't know how many years that was inside of that $33 million guaranteed or $33 million offer that he rejected. I love Hill before the Titans. Now he looks too expensive. Yeah, the Vikings currently at 12.3 in million cap in salary cap. There's a guy that would be moved off that team. Yeah, Toby, I agree. He was injured. Okay, good. He got benched in 2017. This is from Devin. So one of those situations. This was a big blurb for him. And I'll do some research on that. I just haven't followed Ryan Tannehill for a long period of time, outside of the fact that he, played at Texas A&M, and Manziel was there, I guess the following years or what have you after he left or something like that. So that's all I know of Tannehill. But let me pull up and Jamil Showers. You guys remember him? Jamil played for Texas A&M, I believe. He was there. So let's pull up Dak. Prescott and see. And I have to show everybody this. He's 26 years old, 3-year pro. Everybody know that it's going into his fifth year. So that age aspect is wrong. They based this market value off of his age and his level of production. So his age and his level of production renders $33 million. And they come up with this particular number based off of Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers. Although he's 34 in the mix, he's still out there. Jared Goff, and as well as Carson Wentz. But they had to put Aaron Rodgers in there because that's how they base Goff, Wentz, and Wilson contract. So that's where you come at with this particular number. So far, that will be in the realms of a 5-year contract, which is natural. A 5-year contract at $165 million. Now, I will say this, Cowboy Nation and all of those that looking at everything from the other angle, is that they come up with this particular situation based off of, like they said, we selected the following players based off of their age, contract status, and production, basically. And when you look at his production level, you look at all of the other things. 104 QBR, 86, 96, 99. That's not bad at all. The interception to touchdown ratio is not bad. The numbers as it relates to total yards went and increased or what have you. And the passing completion percentage went up too. Besides this last season, it went down by 2 points. So his total production is 65.8. I wish I kept Tannehill's number up, but that's a story of a different day. But when we look back at this thing, they look at the length of the value of the contract. They do look at these other players and how he ranked amongst the other players as it relates to ratio. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy paste this and I'm going to put it in the comment box so that everybody can have a quick access to it. And now you will see that. This is from Big As Steel. What's good with you, man? He says, I would love to see Jameis Winston with our offense. He never had enough decent offensive line or running game. He had 3 head coaches in an offensive system. Tampa never had developed a quarterback. This is from my guy Steels. My thing is with Jameson, offensive line or not, 30 interceptions is 30 interceptions, and I think he had like 12 fumbles. That's a lot of, and I know he probably running for his life. I think that Jameson is a fantastic thrower of the ball. The ball explode off his hand. But I don't know if I want to play a game of picking up Jameson with the Dallas Cowboys. And here's why. I think that although, we saw a little hypeness about his name out there in Tampa Bay land, but everything is magnified times 1,000,000 almost in Dallas Cowboys land. You see, they make it that meme of him licking his fingers. I think that he's an excellent leader as it relates to on the field. But remember that he was licking his finger? Boy, oh boy. Just imagine the crazier other things that he do out there that would hit the spotlights in the Dallas Cowboys. So it's a no-go from a off the field / weird personality for me with Jameson. And I like the kid actually, but I just think that his temperament is not suitable for the Cowboys market for people to only focus in on his off the field or his mental capacity. In just my opinion, you see. And trust me, that when he licked those fingers, man, that done it for me, man. That really did it. When he licked those fingers, man. I really appreciate you all, man. Y'all coming through back to back. Oh my goodness, man. Really appreciate you, Kelvin and Jake the Great. Oh, and Martin, man, really appreciate you all, man. All right, Cowboy Nation, I'm actually went over the overtime limit, and I'm going to get on out of here, man. I cannot believe you guys are just making all of these donations to help.
Late night edition, fire.
Fire indeed. And speaking of fire, let's get this fire going all the way. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Let's get this thing rocking and rolling. You guys know I cannot leave without the fire emoji. Yeah. Wake up. You go back to sleep, right? Yeah. Fire emojis, baby. That's all the time that we have right now, baby. We'll kick this thing back up. Next video will be Mock Draft 2.0. My next video will be the Mock Draft 2.0. Let's go. That's going to be my next video. It'll probably be released early in the morning, sometime in the afternoon. But we're going to go over some of those mock drafts. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Yeah. Spot time. Let's go. Yeah. We own this thing, man. Yeah. Let's get this thing going one way or another, Cowboy Nation. I need to see some fire emojis before we get up out of his thing. Let's go. Let's go. Yo, fire emoji. Fire this thing up. They say, baby. We got to continue to grind. We got to continue to shine. We got to continue to put our minds in the right places. One way or another, Cowboy Nation, it's late at night, but this is wartime. It's battle time to get your mind right to the right grind. Let's grind. Let's go. Yes. Yeah. Y'all already know I can't leave without saying it, baby. Y'all already know.
This is Sparta!
You're listening to nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing but the best.